Hey, hey. I was chewing. That's kind of gross, even though we all do it. I know I'm sipping, which is slightly less annoying. There we go. The Genie. There we go. We got some people showing up. Some people who might have known that I was going to be live today. Well, I'm live every day, or alive. Good morning. Good morning, Carla Jane. My dear, I was thinking about you. Carla Jane's in the house. We got the microphone on. I love it. And Leslie and Gigi Gina, my trip was wonderful. We got back last night. Trip was wonderful. We got back last night. And I will share this with you. Thank you for the welcome back. Loved the trip, but happy to be back as well. Yeah, it's almost kind of surreal, just the places we stayed and the things we did. And yeah, I feel so lucky that I was able to go on this trip with my musician husband. And here's a fun thing, and it will be preserved in the recording of this TikTok live when I download it and then upload it to the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel. Flights were good. Yes, Gina, can I just tell you, that was one of the main things I wanted to share. And I feel like I might want to wait a minute, but I will repeat myself if Judy Dukes came. Flights were fine. Even better yet, customs was happily boring. Yeah, I was so stressed out. I literally said I offloaded a lot of my social apps because I was getting into fear mode because of what I've seen on TikTok. And I will tell you that it was pretty much like, here you go, here you go. Now, I will admit, I know I have skin of a certain color and I look pretty boring. I don't fit if somebody's going to be, what do you call it? Profiling. I have a certain advantage going for me, but it was very inconsequential. I did not see anything. So yeah, it was great. Happy to be back though. Just came back from yoga. This is kind of funny. I use my yoga mat, my yoga block to put the camera up here so you can see the road trip metaphor over my head. And so it's actually done double duty this morning. I used it in yoga and this morning. But hey, so it is Tuesday, May 27th. Welcome back to you. I haven't done a TikTok live in almost a week. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach, and my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. You know why? I am telling you, life is like a road trip. Life is like planning a vacation. Life is picking something you want to do, and at least, from my American born and raised perspective, is picking something you want to do and then not being afraid to do it. But trust me, I've been afraid to do things all my life. But when you learn some tips and tricks to do that, to calm down the fears, to quiet down the fears, to quiet down your backseat driver, as I like to call it. Yeah. Sure. Carla Jane is saying, can I ask a person whether you answer yes or no? Oh, I don't care. Yeah, we're good. Ask away. The neat thing is you can put something in the comments, and if I decide not to acknowledge it, I don't make it. I love it. Nosy is a judgy word for being curious. I like to say, you guys know. You know how much I like to use the word curious. Maybe that's going to be your hydration word of the day. Now, what does that mean? It means that I tend to repeat myself, but for good reason, because repetition is a way you can learn things. And sometimes you hear something and you're like, whatever, and then all of a sudden it clicks. And so I like to notice the words people use, and if there's a better word, yes, then we use the opposite. Maybe the opposite. What's the opposite of nosy? Or what's a different way of framing nosy? So instead of saying lazy and nosy, I like to call myself efficient and curious. See what I did there? But when I repeat a word, pick a word, any word that you think I'm going to use. I know I'm going to use the word down. I know I'm going to use the word curious. I'm probably going to use the word offer. So those are a few that I tend to use a wicked lot. Heck, you could pick wicked because I'm from Boston, so I'll probably say a wicked lot of times. Or who knows, I'll, burst into song and you don't know. But if notice. There you go. Erin has picked notice. So notice that Erin has picked notice, and we have some fun with this, because notice that probably many of us don't get a lot of water. And so grabbing a glass of water, or actually, interesting. So this is really interesting. I'm going to do two things, and it's nice to see everybody, Abbott Elementary and Erin and Leslie, and she's got her water and word, and Carla Jane and Rochelle, and here we go. Okay, so Sin G49, struggling. I noticed that word. My husband passed away a month ago. Holy mother of God, hon. Of course you're not feeling good. Panic attack is making it difficult. Notice this, seriously. Notice that you are feeling a certain way. Now, when I think panic attack, my hand goes to here. I tend to feel my emotions here. And so notice that when you're feeling an emotion, how it makes you act in the world. Does it make you stay stuck and overwhelmed and frozen? Or does it get you kind of up and running? What I want to offer, Sin, wicked easy. Wicked easy. I'll get into it, but think of the word down. Sit down, quiet down, calm down. Drink down some water. Now that's where I am. I have my cup of tea, but I'm going to be here for 2 hours. I'm going to be doing a TikTok live from 11 a.m. Eastern to 12 noon. And then I'm going to change the channel, and we're going to hop over to the Destination Decluttered channel on YouTube. So I need some water too. Now, I don't want to leave you, much like I did the other day when somebody knocked on the door. That was wicked funny. Talk about live. And you guys were nice. You chatted amongst yourselves. But I can holler down. I can whisper down the wind. I can holler down the hallway here. The holler way. And I'll see if my husband will bring me some water, okay? But Sin, breathe down. Slow down your breathing. Quiet down. But know that I get it. Do not think there's something wrong when your nervous system is acting up because you have to move a month after your husband passed away. That's a wicked lot. Ooh. Hey, hon? When you get a chance, can you bring me a big glass of water?
Sure.
You know that white one I tend to use?
Yep.
Thank you. Notice how easy it is to get something when you ask for help. It would have been more difficult for me to do that on my own, but asking for what you want and trusting that there's help out there, two really good things. Carla Jane says, stop it. You just said holler. Yeah, you are turning Southern talking. Carla Jane, this was wicked funny. See, I'm a New Englander, but I can speak Southern. I might have told you this story, but a couple of weeks ago now, my husband had a gig, and it was a band he hasn't played in a while. It was like a reunion tour, and so I saw a lot of people that I had not seen for, again, a wicked long time. One of the fans came up to me. She starts talking to me. Now, I knew she was from the South. As soon as she opened up her mouth, I was like, I know that she's from Alabama because she sounds like Carla. And sure enough, I went and double-checked. Thank you. I double-checked. I got my water. Everybody, let's do shots. Let's do shots of water. But yeah, it's something. It sounded familiar. Now, so Carla is asking, really quick, and this was curious to me. I only recently, how many stamps do I have on my passport? I don't know, a dozen or so. Maybe I could count them. Had I not already put my passport back where it goes, I would be more easily able to tell you, because I seriously was looking through that, because I noticed when, again, I guess it's going to be a notice kind of day. I noticed when I was going through customs into Dublin that the guy opened it and he had to flip a few pages and find a place to stamp. And I said, oh, well, that's kind of fun, because those stamps mean I have, kind of come back and forth. I also noticed, and this was something that I'll share with you that I never really clued into, because I don't often look at my passport as evidence of where I've been, because I have my stories, I've got my pictures, stuff that I've written down. Every page that they write down or they stamp on your passport shows, says Visa on the top of it. Now, not like MasterCard Visa. And so I still have plenty of pages left in my passport. I don't think it's going to be filled by the time it expires, because that's only 2 years from now, a year and a half or so. But I'm going to acknowledge. So, all right. So here we go. I did have a great trip. Thank you, German Maid. I will share this with you, and this will fall under the umbrella of clutter and decluttering. As I have become, that's funny. I have become so much less cluttered in my life. Even thinking about the last couple of times I've been to Ireland. Now, the last time I was there was 10 years ago, and I was a different person 10 years ago. Were you a different person? I was kind of the same, but I had different habits. I had different things that interest me. And I remember going there and feeling almost compelled to like buy souvenirs and look for things and things like that. This time, because I am more in tune with the right amount of stuff that makes me feel good in my house, I said this, and I'll share this with you. As we landed yesterday in DC, I said to everybody that we went with, because we went with a band, a group of people, I said, I came back with my favorite souvenir. And you know what that is? That was an invitation to come back again next year. It doesn't take up any room, but it's something that I would love to come home with, knowing that we were invited back to stay at one of the places we stayed. And possibly, and it's kind of the inference is that the band will be invited back to play where it played. That doesn't take up any room in my house. It doesn't make me feel obligated. So that was kind of a neat souvenir to go into. But maybe you have souvenirs in your house. Souvenirs of who you used to be and who you are. Souvenirs of crafts that you were interested in. Souvenirs of food you thought you were going to eat, dishes you were going to make, who you thought you were going to be, and who you are. I think we all do. I think everything in your house could either represent something you use or something you were interested in at a certain point, and kind of all the stages in between. What I just suggest is checking in with yourself. I'm always about checking in and being like, all right, hey, how's it going today? How are you feeling good? How are you feeling physically? Are you feeling good? If you're not, what can you do about it? How are you feeling energetically? Now, when I say energetically, that could be mentally, emotionally, but I like to think of your energetic, like your nervous system, because that's something that's invisible, but man, does it help us do things? You know, like Jessie says she's ready, I'm ready to deep purge. I'm ready, and I'm renting a dumpster, but I'm dreading the work needed. Now, I'll be honest with you. Decluttering does take effort. It does take time and energy. However, this might help you, Jessie. If you're dreading the process of decluttering, and notice right here, if anybody's looking at the screen, if you're not, I am pointing to the road trip, kind of metaphorical, visual road trip behind me. I don't know if you can see it, but we are here. I want you to be aiming for a heart. I want you to be aiming for your destination decluttered. What I have found works for me, and this is why I call my coaching Destination Decluttered, is when I treat my life more like a road trip, it makes things easier. It really does. So Jessie, what I would say is, yeah, you know what? You know it's going to take some energy and effort to do that. And decision making, that's what we do a lot of here, is helping you get more comfortable making decisions that feel good to you. But knowing you're doing it for a reason that gets you all excited, okay? Knowing that you are doing it for a greater good. Notice that you will do things when it's something you are feeling strongly about in a good way, that it's important to you. So Jessie, what I offer to you, if you're dreading the work needed, I would grab, I'm going to tell you, these, getting a notebook and a pen is going to change you. Write down, before you even start focusing on all the stuff I have to do and yada yada, start focusing on the destination. And I will help you with this, okay? Everybody, you want to play along with Jessie at home? Pick something you're kind of wanting to do, but you haven't really got a lot of like details into it. Your destination decluttered, okay? Your destination decluttered is going to be comprised of the following. So grab a piece of paper, grab your notebook, your little workbook, write down my destination decluttered and put today's date on it, which is May 27th, 2025. and answer these 3 questions. So if you have a cluttered house right now, let's think of the opposite. How do you want it to look? Not how it looks now. Let's not focus on the reality of now. Let's focus on the future reality you're going to create. How do you want your home to look with your eyes? How do you want your home to function? Now, I am a big proponent of having a home that functions well for you. I easily get so frustrated when things do not function well. I have examples, I'm sure, from the hotels we stayed at on my trip. But function, and I want to give you the answer to that one, which is going to be easy. I want it easy for me to do this. I want it easy for me to do that. Put the word easy in there, because doesn't that sound nice? Easy. And the last one, and I'll give you a trick tip on this one too, is so how does it look? How do you want it to look? How do you want it to function? How do you want to feel in your decluttered home? Now, right at the moment, you probably may not have a lot of words. I'll offer some. Relaxed, stress-free, quiet. Like they don't have, peaceful, relaxed, chill, comfortable. So those are a few words to get you started. The other thing is we often focus on the negative. You accentuate the positive here with me, like the old-timey song. You may have words that describe how it is now. Cool, write those down, but make a little halvesies page and then write down what the opposite is. If you're feeling like this now and you don't like it, what's the opposite? What would you rather feel? Okay? Now, Jessie, I'm here to help. I am. Don't worry. And while I do travel, I also am here for you. There are over 700 videos of recorded talks, so you can pop them in and listen to them when I'm not around. But I'm going to be back. This is cool, actually. I'm looking at my calendar. What month are we at? I've done a wicked lot of traveling this year, and I have some more scheduled up, but June is very wide open. So you're going to see me showing up a lot on TikTok, a lot on YouTube. We do decluttering parties, all sorts of things. But I'm here for you, okay? Now, this is fun. Stacy Woods says, last year, 2024, let's say it was May of last year, I said, if my craft stuff is untouched a year later, I would toss it. Yesterday it went. It was hard tossing all that money in the dumpster, but I did it. 2 things I would love to offer to you, Stacy. One is, you lost that money long ago, honey bunch. You really did. You lost that money. You paid the moment you bought those items, you lost the money, unless you saved a receipt and you could return it to Michael's or whatever. Or if you kept the receipt, but it was AC Moore and they went out of business. I've heard the word dumpster come up twice already in today's thing, and I want to be perfectly clear with you. While I will not declutter shame anybody, you're doing the best you can with stuff. I want you to think of a substitution. What I want you to think of, instead of dumpster, I want you to think donate. Could I donate this somewhere? There are people now just on their crafty journey. People you don't know. There are thrift stores. There are free tables. There are Facebook Marketplace. There are free cycles. There's a give it away free thing. There are people at your church. There are so many places that you can donate. And I'm all about alliteration, destination decluttered. So I want you to think of, when you think dumpster, I offer donate. Can you donate it? And the reason I substitute that, to offer that as another way of thinking of it, is notice how dumping it in the dumpster made you feel. If putting it in a dumpster doesn't make you feel good, there may be a way of removing these items from your house, but that would make you feel better. And I have found in my personal life and my professional life and the life of all of my clients, because I do one-on-one coaching, donating stuff can really make you feel, it can make it feel easier to release these things, as opposed to, look at all this money I just wasted, now it's going to a landfill. Okay? And the reason I offer it is because that's the process we want to go through. Because if you don't realize what you do and how it makes you feel, you may repeat this cycle again. You may put stuff in a dumpster, but if you don't learn something of how you got there, you may repeat it. Okay? So, yeah, Cat Mama is offering senior centers and schools and scouts much less guilt. Yeah, much less guilt to donate it. Yeah, deflated the stress and the worry. Psh, you know, I love that. Deflated. AC Wild says, I finally took on my cleaning tax and it felt so good to get rid of things. Yeah, it feels good. It feels good. I was just, oh my God, you know what's wicked funny? I am not going to lie to you. I was looking up an MTV, what were they, Party to Go CD to help my sister out with something. And literally right in front of me, the back of one of them that came out, I don't know, sometime in the 90s, was It Feels Good by Tony. I'm going to write that down. Feels good. It might be on our playlist, but in case it isn't, I'm going to add it for Tony. Now, and Leslie is offering, if you use the scrapbooking supplies and enjoyed them, there's no waste even if you don't scrap now. Yeah. Now, I love this. La Prof, I apologize if I mangle people's names. I don't do it intentionally. How can we get out of the feeling, what if I need this in the future? Now, here's a fun thing to play with. La Profesora. What I want to suggest to you is think about this. You have words in your head. I just like to call them words. You have words in your head that enough of them make a sentence. And the words in your head, when you listen to them and you kind of believe them, they give you a feeling in your heart. So words in your head, feeling in heart. Words in head, feeling in heart. Think about that. Now, the feeling you have is caused by the thought, the words, what if I need this in the future? You can change how you feel by just asking yourself, okay, what if I do need it in the future? What I would do is, instead of looking into the future, which is unknown, look for clues in the past. Future, past, opposites. When's the last time I used this? Now, up thread, and let me see if I can find it. Stacy, was it Stacy Woods? I apologize. Somebody said, I said to myself last year, I said to myself in 2024, if this stuff is still here in a year, I will donate it. I will get rid of it. Yes, and I seriously I will tell you, donating is how I've pretty much decorated my own house, by stuff that people didn't want anymore. I don't want new stuff. I like cool old stuff. So notice, what if I need this in the future? Okay, well, when's the last time I actually used it? Because this is the future, not to get all cosmic on you, but today is yesterday's future. So this is the future right now. Do you need it now? No. Do you envision yourself? Again, we're envisioning the future. Do you envision yourself using it in the future? And when you envision yourself doing that, how do you feel? Are you like, yes, I can't wait to do that? Or are you kind of like, meh? Are you feeling obligated to use things because you invested money in them now, even if you're not so psyched about doing it anymore? So, think about this. To back up, you have thoughts in your head. You have words in your head. Words in your head creating sentences that make you feel a certain way. The fun thing is we could shake up those words like some, game like Yahtzee or something, and make different sentences that make you feel better. And when you feel better, I'm going to guarantee you will do better. You will be easier for you to make decisions when you feel better about what you're telling yourself in your head. Now, Stacy has learned saving stuff that I may use later is what caused my stuff to pile up. I won't do that anymore. Notice, some things, when they pile up, is an indication. It's a visual indicator that you're not using it. The things you use aren't the things that tend to accumulate because you use them and then you buy more and you use them. It's like, getting a, I don't know, for some reason this popped into my head, like a toothpaste, like a tube of toothpaste when you go on a trip. You use it, and then you buy another one, you use it, and you buy another one. It doesn't pile up. You don't get like accumulating. But look at the things that you've started to accumulate, the things that have started to pile up, because in the past you had the thought, the fear, really. That thought is a fear. The fear of not having something in case you need it. The fear, the lack, the fear, the scarcity. I am so familiar with that, and it's great to notice it and not be affected by it. So I offer this to you. Yeah. Now, is it a need or a want? Most of my stuff is not needs. Pretty things found. Yeah. And our lives are filled with things that are needs and wants. Why the hell not? I want a lampshade that looks like palm trees. Do I need a inspirational card that says go change the world? No, but I bought it and it's hanging up. I don't need it, but I want it and I got it and I like it. So there's nothing wrong with wanting stuff. What you have though is clutter is often going to be too much. Too much of what you don't want and not enough of what you do. And oftentimes at a certain point in our lives, what we do want is less. Less stuff, more time. Less stuff to take care of, more energy to do other things with, even if it's just laying down on the couch reading a book. Fewer things, more time with quality time with people we love. Because things will be mass produced. Things are being produced now and they will be produced far after we're gone. You know what doesn't stick around though? People. 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 People who need people. Yeah. We never know. We never know when people are going to disappear from our lives. Sometimes it's expected. Other times it's like a whomp upside the head. And it knocks the breath out of you. So this is why I say, what are you aiming for? In the past, you thought you might use this stuff. You didn't. No big deal. You thought you would. You didn't. Don't get all stressed out about it. What I heartily encourage you to do, though, is to think of the future. And the future could be tomorrow. What are some things that you would want to include in your future? You know? There we go. Now, AC Wild says, I am so isolated. Well, the fun thing is, we've got the internet, people. Can you imagine how isolating it truly was when you didn't have the internet? You really could go feral and build yourself a nest. That's why exactly how I got a thickly nested house. Yeah, you do. But if you don't want to have so many things in your nest now, you can pull out the things in your nest that don't want you. You know? Laura Gibbon Voorhees says, I can almost always guess the song you're about to break into. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man. I just figured I would say one of them that you probably weren't thinking of, you know? But you know what that means? That we have a connection. AC Wild is saying they're isolated, but you know what? We have, like many of us grew up listening to the same radio stations, listening to the American Top 40, or to me it was, what was it? 68 RKO, Boston. So a lot of us know those songs. Songs are words set to music. Words are thoughts. We have thoughts in our heads. Sometimes the thoughts in our heads remind us of songs. Friday night videos. Yeah, that's a good one. I remember seeing, I think it was the Stray Cats. No, that was a song called, that was something else. But yes, I used to watch that because my parents did not want us to have cable TV, so we didn't get MTV, which I guess is okay. So anyhow, notice where you are now. Are you liking where you are now? I am. I see my old neighbor Don trugging into the house right now. He sadly lost his wife a few months ago. He's 80-something. I saw a picture of his wife today, Phyllis. They have it framed at our little yoga studio because she was in her 70s and she did yoga like a mofo. Yeah. I know, American Bandstand pop-up videos, the midnight special. There you go. To me, Don Kirshner's rock concert. There was another V66 that was a video station they had in the Boston area in the 80s. Some bands that freaked me out when I was young, seeing them on Saturday Night Live. I totally imprinted on the Beatles and the Monkees as a young child, watching TV and movies on TV. There we go. AC Wild says, I think the people who dance have some of the best lives, and pretty much all of us can dance, even if it's just chair dancing, even if it's just dancing in our minds. So notice the things that make you feel good. Do you like dancing? I feel like dancing, woo, dancing out away. Anybody can dance. I know I can dance, I know I can dance. I know I can dance, I know I can dance. I think both of those are Leo Sayer. This is what happens when we have the windows open. Somebody said something outside, and I'm like, wait, what? And then a kid goes by on a what do you call it? Skateboard. Yeah, there we go. Dancing Queen. So notice songs, words make you have a feeling. Music is magical to me. There can be a song that has not one word in it, but the notes can hit your heart. But going back up to lyrics, what are the songs you sing to yourself every day? Are the songs that you sing to yourself in your head getting you going or keeping you stuck? Getting you going or keeping you stuck? Manja, you're too tin anyway. Notice you can change the station on the radio. If there's a song that bums you out, you can change the station. Same thing with your head. If there's a phrase you tell yourself over and over again, I'm so unlovable, you don't have to tell me. Versus, I'm every woman, it's all in me. Everything you want down, baby, I do it naturally. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Notice. It's words, but words make us feel feelings. Yes makes you feel better than no. Hooray makes you feel better than shit. Yay makes you feel better than ugh. You have the power to change the words in your head. When you change the words in your head to something feeling better, you're likely to do something better, like declutter, like Oceanana. 2 days worked on garage, made a dent. Awesome. It felt so good. Sold one item, trashed a bit, and recycled. Notice all the different ways you can release things that are no longer doing it for you, even if you kept them in the garage forever. I love this. And AC Wild, I might have heard of the Vaselines, but the song is not coming into my head. But thank you for letting me know about them. There we go. In AC Wild, I love the fact that you also said these lives bring inspiration to be willing to keep going with change. Yeah, because one of the fears we have as humans, let me be really simple about this. One of the fears that keeps you stuck is the fear of doing something different, the fear of change. Do not underestimate where the fear of change is showing up in your life and stopping you from starting something or keeping going. As she says, willing to keep going with the change. That's why, to me, I used to write books about road trips. So that's why, to me, a destination is so important. A destination is so important. Because if you don't see that thing ahead of you and feel like you're getting a little bit of it every day, you're going to give up. So where's your destination? I always go back to that. When I get lost and confused, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, what's my destination? I don't know. Okay, let's make up one. My destination for today is feeling good when I go to bed tonight. Feeling good about what I did, what I didn't do, what I ate, what I didn't eat, how I'm feeling, where my life is going, the way my house looks. Now, my house looks like a crappy mess. It's the worst it's been in decades because we're getting the basement done. I am going to be so excited when I no longer have to talk about the basement is being done and the basement is done and just in the rearview mirror. Okay. Okay. So AC Wild, you're saying gravity keeps me stuck. Well, luckily, or else we'd float off the earth. So gravity keeps us stuck to the ground. We're the ones then who have to start moving. So I love that you say you're on a road trip right now. Drove from Southwest North Dakota to Rochester, Minnesota. Now here I am looking for my map. Let me get up. I used to have a map there, but now I haven't got my map of the year, which is called a calendar. Okay, so Southwest North Dakota to Rochester, Minnesota. Okay, so you're going from west to east. Awesome. You know what? I bet during your road trip, you used a few skills that you could use while you're decluttering. Okay, so if it's about a 10-hour drive, notice what you did. Did you drive it as a straight shot and not allow yourself to even stop and pee? Did you wait until it was a good time for you to drive? Did you hit the traffic or did you try to avoid traffic? Did you stop every couple of hours and take a stretch and a drink and then get back in? Did you break it up? Did you drive 5 hours one day and stay over and then 5 hours the next day? All of these ways of chunking it down. That's another chunk down, people, for anybody who's picked down as their hydration word. Chunking things down. chunking things down is a really big way to do it. When you have a destination, okay, oh, that sounds overwhelming. How do I get there? A chunk at a time. And I love it. AC Wild says, I cleaned my place before I left so I'd have a good destination to arrive to. See, I love that too. Now, the funny thing is that's what I do often, but we still have a bunch of stuff that's temporarily. I want to also introduce that word into what we're talking about clutter-wise. And in case anybody is just tuning in, my name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach, and my coaching here on TikTok, on the internet, and on YouTube primarily is Destination Decluttered. My website, destinationdecluttered.com. I have a bunch of, I'm just going to look it up here. Excuse me. What do you call them? TikTok lives scheduled for this weekend next, all the way to the end of the month. And YouTube lives scheduled until the end of the month. And Holy Mother of God, as I often say, literally, this Saturday is the end of the month. Next week is June. Crazy. Yeah. And just as a heads up too, anybody who's on the mailing list, because the mailing list people have access to what I call the TV guide, like you know when I'm going to show up and do a live so you can plan on watching it or not. I will be changing the one on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, which holy goodness, that's tomorrow. See, I was on a trip and I forgot that we were traveling on Monday. Tomorrow's evening YouTube live, I will send out an email to everybody about this, but will be rescheduled to sometime earlier in the day because we just got offered tickets to an opportunity to go see somebody we want to go see, and I really want to take advantage of that opportunity. Okay, so just as a heads up for those of you who are on the mailing list, I will anticipate getting an email from me today so that everybody knows, so they're not showing up disappointed, you know? Oh, there we go. Carla Jane just says, I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. Here they all are standing in a row. This was wicked cute. Talk about music and how it gets you all together. Yesterday we were getting in the little tour bus that we were on, and we had a bus driver. 3 cheers for the bus driver. We love him so much. And he had written out the lyrics to When Irish Eyes Are Smiling so we could all sing together. It was really cute of him. I've just digressed myself all over the place, so let me see if I can come back to where I was. DestinationDecluttered.com is my website. That's where you could sign up for coaching consultations. I got to put some of those on there, but signing up for the mailing list will let you know when I'm showing up live from now until Saturday. And today in the afternoon and tomorrow I'm going to add the June things for next week. Okay? Yeah. Tomorrow, oh yeah, Carla Jane, you and me, we got to catch up, hon. I've been missing you. Like John Waite, for crying out loud, okay? You and I are totally good tomorrow. It's just tomorrow evening. Usually I will do one evening TikTok live or YouTube live actually on, and it has often worked out that it will be Wednesdays. But we, as I said, have the opportunity to go to this show, and I'm all about Carpe Diem. So you know what I'm going to do? I will also just do an evening one on Thursday. But again, email. I'll write this stuff all down. So you do not need to worry. I do not want to worry anybody. Hey, ID Princess, nice to see you. She says, Beth is a great coach and fun to work with. I think so. I have fun when I coach. It's the only reason I do it. If I didn't want to have fun doing what I do, I would do something else. Yes, I love it, Carla Jane. I have you in my slot on my notebook as well. So that being said, if you're interested in knowing when I'm going to show up on TikTok, on YouTube, doing a declutter party, we have one coming up on Saturday at 8 a.m., hop on my mailing list. Go to my website, destinationdecluttered.com, and scroll down to the bottom of the homepage. You'll see a little thing that says put your email address in here. Promise me you're not a robot, because I don't like to work with robots. I like to work with people who have feelings and stories and histories and dreams for the future, and they're ready to do something about it. Those are the people I want to work with. People who are eager and ready to transform their lives. Now, maybe you're a little bit, and I don't know if I'm eager, that's okay. I like any kind of forward movement, I'll help you with it. But back to what we were talking about. Words. Do not underestimate how the words in your head affect your life. I was thinking about this when I was doing yoga earlier this morning. And I literally was thinking that I want to share this one with you. Is that thought opening up my world or closing my world down? Is this an expansive thought or is it a constricting thought? Like, for example, hey, I love this. Kara's Moon Garden. Kara, nice to see you. I'm deep in garden design. I love it. 'Tis the season, but I'm still going to Savers to donate and not buying. I love it. Yeah, Jessie says I am so ready for a future destination for me and my kids. I love it. Ha ha ha. Now I love this. Carla Jane says, if you think these times are fun, you would totally not ever get over the fun of a declutter party. Now, let me explain to you, I guess, since she brought it up, a little bit about what a decluttering party is, because really what it is taking these words I offer to you and say, hey, try these out, see if it works. And you're like, okay, yes, I totally will. And then we shut off the screen and we do something else. It happens. It's an opportunity for you to see if what I tell you really works for you or not. Yeah, Gigi Gina says, words by the Bee Gees. Now, it's funny because I know that one. Words can only love again. See, I always think of words by the Monkees. Words that never were true, spoken to help nobody but you. Now, that one I could sing the whole song. I could probably sing that whole goddamn album. You're lucky I won't, though. Okay? Yeah, it's only words. Yeah. I love Nights on Broadway. What a baller that one is. Again, I digress myself all over the place. We have a wee bit of the ADHD that runs in my family, but I love it. A declutter party is a bunch of us getting together on Zoom. On Zoom. It's private. Nobody gets into the Zoom except people who have paid to be there. It's a modest ticket price. And as a reminder, half of the ticket price gets donated to a local charity. It has been a women's shelter lately. I will be able to give you after the May 31st one, this Saturday at 8 a.m. Once all the money comes in from the ticket sales for that, I'll be able to give you a grand total. But seriously, already this year, we have donated well over $1,000 to a local charity for women who don't even have homes to be cluttered. There we go. Yeah, declutter. I love it. I'm trying to learn northern words too. Declutter and backseat driver. Yeah, your backseat driver. I wicked love it. So a declutter party really is you learning how to declutter by doing it while we're there. Everybody goes off for 20 minutes and does some decluttering. You come back, you check in with each other, you celebrate your wins, you get curious about where you get stuck. We make plans for the next 20-minute section, and then we're out again. And then you come back in, and we group together, and we're out, and we're out and back. I love it, Leslie. Planning to join on Saturday. A great way to start the day. Yeah, and I will share with you guys. It's always a little bit difficult for me to really forecast well into the future with any kind of confidence if I've got a big trip ahead of me. So that's one of the reasons why if you look at the TV guide, you won't see anything for June. Or if you look at my the consultation calendar for one-on-one consultations about, possibly coaching together, you won't see a lot of that. The wonderful thing is now I'm on the other side of that trip. Here I was, the trip was there, then I was in the trip, now the trip is behind me, and now I am so excited to add a bunch of stuff to my June calendar because I'm actually going to be around in June. I got to still look. Yeah, already June and July and a little bit of August are looking really good as far as being here a wicked lot for you, So if you want to sign up for a declutter party, I'm telling you that the biggest resource, the easiest, freest thing you can do about all of this is just get on the mailing list. DestinationDecluttered.com and sign up for the mailing list. Then you get all the invites, all the free stuff, right? Yeah, and Gigi Gina, I can't believe it's almost June too. Time goes by, and time can burn so much. It loves to mine. Ah. Don't worry, I'm the righteous sister. I love that. Time goes by whether you want it to or not. So yeah, check in with yourself. If this is the last week of the 5th month of this year, are you where you want to be declutter-wise? If you're not, that's okay. We can start. Yeah, and yes, the older I get, the faster it goes. I agree. My mother has said this, and she's 25 years older than me. It's like a roll of toilet paper. The closer you get to the end, the faster it goes away. I'm blown away by the fact that in a couple of weeks, I'm driving up to New England because my niece, one of my nieces, is graduating college. I swear to effing God, she just was a baby, with a little fez on her hat. But I feel like 4 years passed like that, And so I offer to you, time is gonna go by whether you're doing something or not. So let's get some stuff going for you, okay? I like to motivate because I don't want you on your deathbed looking back and saying, damn it, I really wish I had done whatever. Now, I doubt you're going to say, I wish I had decluttered my house more. But what I will offer to you, this is decluttering helps you do a lot more with your life because you have more space in your house, you have more space in your head, and you have more space on your calendar. When you feel good in your house, when you're not getting weighed down by your clutter, and when you're feeling good, and the simple skills of getting stuff planned and done. Okay? Now I love it. My girl Erin and I realized we were in the same book just this week in different states. I love it. Yeah, and that's the great thing. Carla says connection. Somebody above said they feel so isolated. What I want to remind you is, in the first time in the history of humanity, we are more connected than we are ever before. So use that connection. This is why we call it social media. Social media. Let's be connected. Right now we got like 70 people here. You are not alone if you struggle with clutter. You are not alone. Let's not even call it struggling with clutter. If you have too much stuff in your house, welcome to living in America. Living in America. Too hot in the hot tub, right? James Brown. You are not alone. You are not alone. Michael Jackson. You are not alone. If you have too much clutter, you have plenty of company. So do not feel ashamed. Do not feel isolated. Let's do something about it. Okay? And I'm here to help you learn not just to be motivated by me, but to learn to motivate yourself. Because it's one thing when you do things for other people or when somebody else is around. It's different when you are self-motivated. So I show you the skills of doing that. Now, it's going to be a little bit different for everybody. Some people are neurotypical. Other people are neurospicy, ADHD, all of that type of thing. I meet you where you're at. But what I want to offer to you is this. Wherever I meet you on the road, you can change what you don't like. You can do it. And I can help you get there even if you don't feel like it. I have so much belief in the what do I want to say? In the power of what I preach, that I have every confidence in you, even if you don't. Okay? So, I love this. See, Carla, Jane, and Erin, they are totally, where's my map? I just had my map. Oh, here's my map. They are totally in like different parts of the country, and yet they're connected. Sweet Rain is waiting for a lab. I love it. Laura Gibbon Voorhees is happy about some upcoming changes that will affect my house. Some natural opportunities to declutter. Yes. I love organic and natural ways to declutter. Peanut butter, not so much. Chocolate, definitely. Maybe. Not like the old stuff in the 70s. Ugh. But an organic, sustainable, natural way to declutter. When your body does it all the time. Your body says, I want some of that, but I only want this part. I don't want that part. And it gets rid of the rest. Now I love it. End of July, Laura Gibbon Voorhees, early August, end of July, early August, daughter will take back her dog. We will downsize one dog and all the stuff that comes with it. And remodeling of the family room. I love it. Decisions will have to be made. Decisions are empowering. Now, here's a word to the wise. Cat Mama knows of which she speaks because we've been hanging out together, I feel like almost 2 years, I feel like it. Cat Mama says, do it now and don't leave stuff behind for your family to deal with. She's still dealing with the IRS and Mom 2 years after she's passed. Yeah. So that's why I show up right now in your life. I'm a message from the universe about what is possible to you. That you can do this even if you're like, I don't know how, I'm afraid. I've heard that a quadrillion times before. And you know where? Up here in my head and in here in my heart. Constantly. You know why? because I had people who were afraid that raised me to be a fraidy cat. I am no longer a fraidy cat. About some things, yeah, but then even if I am, I'm like, what am I afraid of? Making a fool of myself? Yeah. People judging my cellulite when I go to the pool? Maybe. But is that going to stop me from getting in my bathing suit? No. Am I afraid that I've never been to this place before and I have to wear a robe to walk around and do they speak the language? And there's so many things you can make yourself be afraid of, but when you know how to calm down yourself and calm yourself down and lovingly talk yourself down off the ledge, so you can do this. You can do this. And look at these fun comments that we've got with the people who show up, even just at an open public live TikTok live. Now we have about, I'm just looking at my calendar here. We have about 9 minutes left of this TikTok live. But then we're going to have another YouTube live right after this. I like to mix it up. I like to help you build your skills to learn that you can stop one thing and start another. Stop looking at TikTok, start looking at YouTube. Let's practice this. Now I love it. La Prof says, I'm in Florida decluttering my classroom lab right now and getting ready for the next school year. Yes. So I will just share this. I will just throw this out there. To any of you people who are teachers and have the summer off, I have in the past had wonderful luck with one-on-one clients who are able to sign up for coaching during the summer because it's a different schedule. And even if you're not a teacher, I bet your summer schedule is different than other times of the year. So I offer to you, even if in other times of the year you've been like, oh, I'd love to do one-on-one coaching, but it can't work, take a look at your summer schedule. Now I'm doing that right now because I see June and I have a whole bunch of days free except for a little. July is pretty open. August, I've got some trips planned. September, I will probably be around a lot. October, I'm already away for a bunch. November, I'm planning a trip. December is unknown. But look, I'm looking forward to my future and I can plan things that way. So yeah, so I will be, and don't worry, Sarah Martin, etc. I will make sure that the transition from TikTok to YouTube is going to be not seamless, but it's going to be okay. Last week we had a few times where YouTube was acting wonky, so we just stayed on TikTok. So I will take a few minutes at around noontime to get it set up and make sure it's going well, and then I'll shut off one and just turn on the other. If you want to turn over for the next hour, so that will be noontime Eastern to 1 o'clock Eastern, today on Tuesday, May 27th, Destination Decluttered on YouTube. Destination Decluttered on YouTube, okay? And the good news is, too, honest to God, just sign up for the mailing list at destinationdecluttered.com. Then you can see not just today, but tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day. And later on this afternoon, as I get into the groove, as Madonna would say, if I get back in the New York groove, which I believe was a Kiss song, or maybe it was an Ace Frehley song. My husband would know that better. When I get back in the decluttering groove, I will be adding more stuff to the secret page that only people on the internet who are on the Destination Decluttered mailing list can see all this good stuff. Okay? I'm glad this helped, AC Wild. You know I'm here for you. So, why don't we do this? I don't see a lot of comments. I think this is good. I love that people are chatting with each other now. What I will do is right near it, Destination Decluttered YouTube channel. There we go. 711 videos there for you. I'm going to go live, and I'm just going to type here. Now, I'm a crappy typist, but I'm cool with it. Okay, so give me a sec. 5/27/2025, and this would be the 12 noon Eastern, because I'm a stickler about that kind of thing. YouTube Live. Now, it is going to be added to the playlist of May YouTube Live and TikTok Live recordings, so you can find them without getting overwhelmed. Kids can totally, I highly recommend, when you learn how to declutter, when I teach you how to declutter, please get your kids involved. Please teach them these skills. I grew up not knowing how to declutter, and that's why I was a cluttered mess for decades of my life. I am so glad I learned this. Okay? So here's a fun thing, Erin. Let me just do this one thing. Trust your gut. Not sure which floor of the house should get my attention next. Which one do you want to work on? Remember when you and I were doing one-on-one coaching and I was always trying to shoehorn you back into you got to finish the best, the bedroom. And then you're like, yeah, but I want to go to the basement. And I admit, I don't think I was a good coach at that point. Because I was like, no, don't listen to yourself. Listen to your heart. So Erin is asking, it was good to see you, Sally. Should I finish the kitchen or go someplace that needs more help? Here's what I want to offer to you. Take a look at the time and energy you have. Now, here's something that you could do. You could easily, hey, Ann, I just saw you joining in. Nice to see you. I know you like to tune in. Just as a heads up for you and everybody else, we're only going to be on TikTok about another 6 or 7 minutes. No, 4 minutes. I was doing the math wrong. And then we're going to go over to YouTube. I'm just finishing it up. So let me just do this. So here's a great thing. Erin, any decluttering, it's like, baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. Okay? There's no way. I took what I could get. You will benefit from any decluttering you do. Now, the interesting thing is sometimes we stay in the shallow end, in the safe zone of cleaning up the kitchen and cleaning up the kitchen and cleaning up the kitchen and cleaning up the kitchen, because the kitchen allegedly always needs cleaning. Now, if your kitchen always needs cleaning, that's when I, as a process engineer and coach and wanting to make it easier on you, gets curious why the kitchen always needs to be cleaned to a certain extent. Everybody's kitchen and laundry and different cycles like that, bathrooms will need that. But yeah, watch it if you catch yourself doing all the easy jobs and making them avoiding doing the other ones. Okay? So, but do whatever you feel like and you're going to be less cluttered by the end of it. Right, because we're always eating. It's true. Because you know what? We're human bodies, and human bodies aren't just like, feed me when I'm a child and I won't be hungry for years. No. Every few hours we need to stop and eat and drink. Notice that. See what I did there? All right, so far, things are looking good for the YouTube Live. Now, we're not there yet. Oops. I'm just trying to make it so when we switch over, it'll be good. Couple of things you want to notice. Notice that you may have thoughts in your head about clutter. I know you do. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't even, you'd see a scrolling thing, it would be like me seeing something about sports. Like, nope, does not apply to me. You have some words in your head under the heading of clutter. You have some words in your head about decluttering. Those words in your head are making you feel how you feel right now about it. And your thoughts and your words about decluttering make your house look the way it does. This is not to be judgy. This is just to be curious, to be like, where is this showing up? Because every time you look at clutter, you have a little like sentence that pops off in your head. Bing, it's kind of, somebody said earlier about trying to find out videos. Pop-up video, remember that? I think that was the 90s. Yeah. Pop-up video, you see something, boop, pop-up video. You've got a thought in your head. I don't want to do that. That's going to be hard. You can't make me. I'm too tired. I'm overwhelmed. It never stays that way. So just notice the connection between your head and your heart. Because when your head and your heart are not feeling good, your hands are going to be stuck. You're not really going to be doing anything. They're going to be paralyzed. But when your head is telling you good stuff and your heart is like, I like that, you're going to feel better in your head, you're going to feel better in your heart, and then you're going to move your hands. You're going to be deciding. You're going to be changing things. Okay? Now, we have about a minute here. So I'm going to see if the go live goes live for YouTube. So we're going to be, just to be clear, my name is Beth, Destination Decluttered, Decluttering Life Coach. Currently I'm on TikTok, but I'm also at Destination Decluttered on YouTube. So we're going to practice our social media skills and go over to Destination Decluttered on YouTube and show up there if that works for your schedule. Okay, so we're going to do that. I'm hitting go live right there. It's so funny. You can actually see the back of my phone and it does say I'm live. So now I'm going to shut off TikTok and I'm going to turn over to YouTube. All right. Feel free to ask me questions there. Please sign up for the mailing list if what I'm doing is interested you. People from the mailing list, you will get an email later today because I'm changing tomorrow's YouTube or TikTok. No, YouTube live. All good stuff. All right. Always a pleasure. Here we are. Going to YouTube. And yay, hey, Rebecca Baldwin. Nice to see you.